Namaste, beautiful yogis. Today's sequence is going to be a level 1, 2, and even level 3 Vinyasa power yoga flow with a focus on abdominal work and weight loss. Let's begin at the front edge of our mats. Feet are hip width apart, lifting the toes off the floor for a second to activate the arches of the feet. Open the palms of your hands forward. Spread the space between your collarbones open. Lift the kneecaps up. Inhale, open the chest, and exhale, grounding through the feet. Inhale, reach with your hands over your head. Exhale, sit back, chair pose. Pull your belly in and press your knees as far back as you can. Deepening the chair, look down, grab your big toes here, and begin to squat all the way to seated. And here we're gonna either straighten the legs all the way or keep them bent. And try to hold the balance here. We are connecting with our core, balancing. And let's grab the left big toe with the right hand. Twist and look past your left arm. Inhale, look forward, and we're gonna switch sides. Right hand, left big toe, twist, and look behind you, reaching with your hands away from each other. Inhale, look forward, and release. And we're gonna cross the legs here, coming into an easy cross-legged position, and bring the right hand on the left knee. Twist and look over your left shoulder. Keep lengthening through the crown of your head, elongating the spine, and switch sides. Allow the shoulders to drop, creating space around the ears, keeping the neck long. And we're gonna glide the right hand all the way out by the hip and reach up and over your head with your left hand. Turn the palm of your hand down, switching sides, gliding the left hand all the way out. Keep everything in the same plane, so the arms are in the same plane with the hips. And coming back to center, walk your hands in front of you for a mild forward bend. Breathe. Let's bring the hands at the front of the mat. Spread the fingers open, keep the hands shoulder width apart, and step your feet into plank. Feel free to keep your knees on the floor for plank, a modified plank. We're gonna keep the belly really firm, and these are cross steps. This is a demonstration. We're gonna do 10 of those. Stepping the feet across the body, keeping the belly firm. Bringing the knee towards the triceps as you step the foot. You're just tapping the floor. And the next, again, demonstration. Stepping out the feet and in. 10. We're counting only the feet in as 1. So out and in is a 1 rep. Go as quickly as you can, keeping your form. And about halfway through, you can switch the order in which you step your feet out and in. Try to keep your body as firm as you can. Count to 10. And once you're done, lower down onto your belly. Extend the tailbone down, elbows in, cobra. Lengthening the back of the neck. Lower down and press all the way back into child's pose. allowing the rib cage to soften over your thighs. Great. Inhale and come onto your forearms, forearm plank. Next exercise demonstrated cross under steps. Let's do 10 of those. 5 on each side, alternating. 1, 2, 3. Keep your belly firm. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The one extra is so that you can follow along. And next exercise is lowering down on your forearms and coming up onto your hands. Let's do 10 of those. Try to switch up the order in which you come up and lower down. So this actually takes a little extra focusing and concentration, which is great. Keeps you really present. Make sure you lower down 10 times and come up. So the forearms should tap the floor 10 times. And once you're done, you can hold forearm plank. And from here, we're going to do step ins and step outs. Bring your feet out, bring your feet in. 10 times we're counting when the feet are together as one. And you can switch up the order. Once you're done, you can sit back in child's pose. Just for a moment to catch your breath. Come back to a conscious, nice, deep inhalations. And let's come onto the belly, open in cobra. Drop the shoulders away from the ears and really extend the tailbone away from your lower back towards your heels. Slowly lower onto your belly and press yourself into downward facing dog. Draw the belly in and up, pressing the navel back towards the spine, reinforcing the strength of the abdominal wall here. Keep your back wide, shoulders away from the ears. Step your right foot between your hands. Bring your hands over your knee and come up in high lunge. Here I'm demonstrating the next exercise we're going to be doing, which is lowering the knee down and coming up into high lunge. We're going to do this 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's lower the chest over the right thigh. Keeping the back straight, left hand on the floor, spin the right arm up. Twisting here, lengthening through the crown of the head. Keep the back heel pressing directly up and away from you. Fire up the left leg. Look down, bring both hands on the floor. And I'm demonstrating here the next exercise. We're gonna step the knee into the chest, foot on the floor 10 times. Keep your belly firm, and you're gonna bring your knee as high into your chest as you can, stepping your foot towards your hands. Moving steadily. And lower down once you're done with the 10 reps onto your belly, cobra pose. Dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Keep your belly in. And we're gonna lower slightly down. Keep the chin parallel to the floor. Look over your right shoulder, back to center. Look over to your left and back to center. Lower back down, elbows in, press yourself up, and press into downward facing dog. Keep the back wide, keep the belly in, look between your hands and bring your left foot between your hands. High lunge. Let's bring the hands over the knees and come up high lunge, reaching over the head. Demonstrating the next exercise, lowering the knees down and coming up 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, keeping the tailbone extended down, 9 and 10. And let's lower the chest over the leg, reaching way ahead of you. Lower the right hand on the floor, left arm spins up, keep your hips square, chest open, hands reaching away from each other. Keeping most of your weight onto your legs, the hand is just there for support, but try not to place extra weight onto your hand or a lot of weight onto your hand. Use your legs. And lower back down, bring your hands on the floor. We're going to do the step-ins with the left leg. Bringing the foot forward, knee into the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And lower down onto your belly. Elbows in, hugging the elbows into the torso. Come up, cobra. Really try to find a lot of length in your lower back and in your neck, back of the neck. Slowly lower down onto your belly. Tuck your toes under. And lift yourself up into downward facing dog. Keep the back wide, shoulders away from the ears. Spin the triceps in towards your ears. Gently lower the heels down towards the floor. Look between the hands, step the right foot between your hands. And let's reach in front of us. Come up high lunge. Extending the tailbone down, belly in. Hands over the heart, prayer. Lower the chest over your right leg, and we're going to bring the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Drop your shoulders away from the ears, keep the back wide, and as you exhale, twist. Find a lot of mobility in your lower back. This is part of the weight loss benefits of yoga, all these twisting poses. You can extend one hand down on the floor, one up towards the ceiling, or stay in prayer. Feel free to stay here, and if you want to experiment with an arm balance, you can transition into this variation of side crow. I have a tutorial on side crow, so you can go ahead and check the tutorial on this arm balance. I'll link it down below. And let's bring the hands back in prayer and come up to high lunge. Hands on the hips. We're gonna do small hops here. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring the hands on the floor straight back. And prepare for the next exercise, stepping the foot forward or the knee into the nose at the front of the mat 10 times. So we're just gonna bring the knee in and step it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, really pulling the belly in. 7, 8, 9, 10. And from here you're gonna step all the way back into high lunge. Hands on the inside of the right foot. Drop the left knee on the floor and walk your left knee back. Right knee over the right ankle. Extending the tailbone here down towards the floor. Breathe. And we're gonna come onto the hands, lift the knee off the floor, and I'm demonstrating the next exercise, stepping the foot on the outside of the right hand 10 times. Stepping as far forward as you can. If you can't go all the way next to the hand, don't worry about it. Go as far as you can. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And once you're done, lower down onto your belly. Inhale, come up, cobra. We're holding our cobra poses a little extra long today. And exhale, downward facing dog. Making sure your feet are hip width apart. Try not to hyperextend at the elbows. Keeping them straight, just not locking them. Look between your hands and let's step the left foot between the hands, bending at the left knee, and reach with your hands in front of you, coming up into high lunge. Relaxing the shoulders, hands in prayer. Lower the chest over your leg, straight back, and twist. Bring the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Keep the chest open and the shoulders down. Exhale, soften your belly and twist a little deeper. Feel this twist in your midsection. Either stay here or extend one hand on the floor, one arm all the way up towards the ceiling, opening the chest. And again, either stay here or transition into an arm balance, side crow, looking slightly ahead of you. And slowly lower the legs back down, twisting high lunge, hands in prayer, and face forward, come up. Let's bring the hands at the hips, demonstrate it, little lunge hops. We're gonna do 10 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's bring the hands on the floor and prepare for 10 knee to nose tucks. 1, 2, rounding the back and pulling the belly in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you can step all the way back into lunge. Bring your hands on the inside of your left foot. Lower the right knee down on the floor, placing the part above your kneecap on the floor, not the kneecap itself. Tuck your tailbone under, breathe into your hip flexor, right hip flexor. gonna lift the back knee off the floor, coming into high lunge, preparing for the step out. Let's get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, keeping the hips lifted, 8, 9, 10. And you can lower down onto your belly, elbows hugging into the body, cobra. Exhale, lower down, and press back into child's pose. Sitting back onto your heels, letting the shoulders relax. Inhale your hands over your head, coming up. Tuck your toes under and press up into downward facing dog. Lifting the tailbone as high as you can. Breathe into the back of your legs. Keeping the hips as high as possible, lifting them towards the ceiling. Look between your hands and step the right foot between your hands. Bend the right knee and come up into warrior one. The left foot is pointing slightly in. Hips are facing directly forward. The palms of the hands facing each other. And we're going to bring the right hand on the right hip. Straighten both legs. Reach way ahead of you with your left hand. And lower your left hand either on the floor or on your shin bone. Keeping your back heel on the floor. You can keep the front knee bent if you have to. It's an acceptable modification. The hands are reaching away from each other. As you exhale, twist and go a little deeper in this twist here. The chest is spinning open towards your right. And you can come out of this. Look down. Bring your hands on your right leg. And keeping your back straight, lower down here. Keep your hips square and your back straight. Intense side stretch. Hold this stretch and breathe into your hamstrings. Make sure your tailbone is aligning with your spine. Your hips are square. Inhale, come up. Look ahead of you, hands on the hips. Hands in prayer, bend the right knee and transition into warrior three. Standing on your right leg. Lift the left leg behind you, flex your foot. Directing all 5 toes down, and we're going to bend the right knee and come up. Second time, third time, 4, and 5. And slowly come up to standing. Try not touching the floor. Bring your left knee into your rib cage. Hug your knee into your chest. And we're gonna grab the big toe with the right hand and begin to turn towards the back of the room, looking over your left hand. One more twist with the added work of balancing. You don't have to straighten the leg here. You can keep it bent, or you can even hold your knee instead of your big toe. And let's face forward. Grab your knee one more time. And step it back down. Inhale your hands over your head. And let's bring the hands in prayer. Big breath in, chair pose. Sit back. Bring your Hands to grab your big toes. One more time. Sit back. Straighten your legs either all the way or halfway. Pull the belly in. Straighten the back. Open the chest. Holding your big toes here. Balancing. And release. You can sit in easy cross-legged seated pose. Grab your knees. And you can arch your back and round your back. Cat-cow. Arching. And here we're going to draw a few circles around the base of the spine clockwise and then counterclockwise. Great. Bring your hands on the floor and step back in plank. Lower down onto your belly, elbows in, cobra. And lower back down. Use your belly, your core to press up into downward facing dog. Step the left foot between your hands. Bend the left knee and come up with a straight back. Warrior one. The right foot is pointed slightly in and the hips are facing directly forward. Let's bring the left hand on the left hip, straighten both knees. Reach way ahead of you and lower your right hand somewhere either on the floor or on your shin bone. Open the left arm up, hands are reaching away from each other, and continue deepening this twist as you stay in the pose, as you deepen your breath in this pose. Allow for the twist to happen from your core, from your center. Great. You can look down and bring both hands on your left leg. Straighten your back and exhale. Lower down. Lower down only as far down as you can without rounding your back. And I have an observer. Great. Let's bring the hands on the hips, hands over the heart. Transition into warrior three. Level the hips with the floor. Flex your foot and we're gonna bend the knee 5 times and straighten. 1, 2, keeping the hips level. 3, 4 and 5. Try to come up to standing on one leg. Bring the right knee into your chest. Either hold your knee or you can grab your foot with your left hand. Open the right arm behind you and look back. Slowly coming out of this, step your foot down. And we're gonna do side to side reaches here. Let's go for 10 on each side, alternating. Tuck your tailbone under and really feel this in your obliques. Try to find space and try to find length. Try to lengthen both sides of your torso here. And as you reach over to your right, make sure both feet are planted into the ground. And as you reach over to the left, make sure your hips are facing forward. Continue. really reaching and feeling this in the obliques. And once you're done, you can reach over your head and exhale, folding forward bend, wrapping the wrists around the elbows and letting the upper body hang. And let's point the toes out, bend the knees and come into an yogic squat, hands in prayer, elbows pressing into the inner knees. Great, from here we're gonna grab the big toes again, come into a seated and open the legs out this time. And let's bring the soles of the feet together. Into butterfly pose. Right knee on the floor, bending the right leg, left foot on the outside of the right knee. Bring your right elbow on the outside of the left knee and twist. Look over your left shoulder. Allow the shoulders to be relaxed. Inhale. Look forward. Stack the knees on top of each other. Walk the heels towards your hips. Optional is to bend forward here. Breathe into the hip area. Great, and let's switch sides. We're gonna keep the left knee on the floor, right foot on the outside of the left knee. Bring the left elbow on the outside of the right knee and twist. Look behind you. Keep the back wide. Exhale. Soften your belly and deepen this twist. Inhale, look forward, come forward and stack the knees on top of each other. Walk the heels in towards the hips. You can bend forward. Inhale, slowly coming out of this. Bring your hands behind you and we're gonna bring the knees into the chest 10 times. Keeping the back straight and the belly in. And once you're done, you can clasp the hands and reach side to side. Still keeping the back straight. And to lower down around your back and lower yourself down onto your back. And let's hug the knees into the chest, rocking side to side. Massaging the back. Either go into Shavasana or you can bring the soles of the feet together and you can stay in a reclining Baddha Konasana for a few moments, allowing your breath to return to normal, allowing your belly to soften, allowing your chest to be open, allowing your shoulders to drop, allowing your hips to soften, keeping the tongue off the palate and gently gazing inward, shifting the gaze towards the third eye and inward towards the heart. Namaste.